The bold and the beautiful scoop for Wednesday, November 19th, reveals the alarm will be raised about Luna Nozawa's escape. Also coming up, Will Spencer will try to reason with Luna. Plus, Poppy Nozawa and Lee Finnegan will learn that Luna has escaped, and Deputy Chief Baker will show up at the beach house in the nick of time. B&B spoilers tease Stowell will call a red alert, thereby locking down the prison when she finds out Luna is missing. This will set off a series of phone calls to those who may be the villain's target. The first person to be alerted will be Bill Spencer, who will in turn tell Katie Logan the bad news. Electra Forrester will also learn that the woman who sexually assaulted her boyfriend has made her escape. Considering she's Luna's mother, Poppy will also get a call. She'll tell Lee and the sisters will be in shock. Since they'll be at Il Giardino, Poppy will also let Deacon Sharp know what's happened. Eventually, Deacon will spread the news to Sheila Carter. Then she, Deacon, Lee, and Poppy will all make their way over to the beach house, as seen in the B&B weekly preview. Meanwhile, Will's going to continue to tell Luna he is in no way interested in a relationship with her. All he cares about is their baby. He may even try to convince the villain to turn herself in and return to prison. But when Baker arrives, instead of going peacefully with the police, Luna will take off. Will want to follow her, but Baker will stop him. "You're her target," the cop will tell Will. But how far will Luna get without anyone following her? Hey B&B fans, are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading The Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. On the Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna begged for a future with Will, and Steffi relived her past trauma, while Deacon, Lee, and Poppy agreed that Luna was beyond redemption. Will couldn't believe that Luna stood before him in the living room of his new house. Luna exclaimed, "I risked it all, Will. I had to come see you." He asked for clarification on how she got there, but she expressed her commitment to him and a potential future as a family. He wondered how she knew to find him there, and she said she had seen his social media post with Electra. That post drew her attention to the beach house and told her exactly where to find him. Luna wanted her dream of building a life with Will to become her new reality. She said being around Will centered her, so she had to see him. He reminded her that the prison would come looking for her. Luna refused to listen to reason and told Will she couldn't lose him to Electra. Will vowed to call the police to alert them to her whereabouts, but Luna pleaded for him to hold off. She swore their life together would be better than he could imagine. Luna begged for him to love her, but he insisted that they'd never be a couple. Will said the baby was the only thing they had in common, and he didn't want to hear from her again unless it pertained to the child. Will asked about the baby, and Luna rubbed her stomach and looked down at it, seemingly hinting that something tragic occurred to her unborn child. She looked up at Will, her eyes swollen with tears, a major mystery hanging over the scene. At Forrester, Ivy and Electra reviewed some of the jewelry line's designs. Ivy appreciated her niece for dropping everything to return to work. Ivy realized she must have pulled Electra away from Will, and she felt bad, so she asked for an update on them. Ivy worried about how much more Electra could take after everything she had been through, and continued to question whether Electra should pursue a future with Will. Electra returned to her victim mentality about Will and what happened to him the night of the baby's conception. She admitted that Will apologized for what happened and wondered if she'd be with him in the future. Even though imagining a life with Luna as a co-parent felt hard, she believed their love would guide them through it. She felt confident in a future with Will, and she didn't think Luna would interfere in her relationship again. Luna remained safely tucked away in a jail cell, unable to commit any additional heinous atrocities. Steffi couldn't take her mind off the pain Luna brought into Will and Electra's lives. She hoped they'd be able to overcome the chaos Luna rained down on their family. Finn worried that Steffi felt neglected, but she recognized their connection and said they remained in tune with each other. She asked how he felt about Luna, but he assured her that Luna was out of their lives. Finn promised that his serial murderer daughter couldn't harm her. Steffi questioned Finn on whether he ever thought about what could have happened if he had raised Luna. He admitted that he had, and that if he'd been able to be present in her life, it might have changed her trajectory. Despite the what-ifs, he had gratitude that she was safely locked behind bars. Steffi knew Luna stayed on Finn's mind, and although this was true, he had no sympathy for her current state of affairs. Steffi opened up about the nightmares she continued to have that stemmed from being kidnapped and caged by Luna. She told him, "I'm always going to hate your daughter, Finn." Bill continued to praise Katie for her strength as a mother. He encouraged her to ease her tension about Luna because she was jailed for life. Katie ranted about the state of Will's life because of Luna in his orbit. She hated that Luna targeted her son and ruined the direction of his future. Bill promised Katie that together, they'd guide Will through everything he faced because of Luna's crimes. Katie wished the circumstances surrounding her first grandchild were different. Will was taken advantage of and trapped in a nightmare for the rest of his life. She worried that the child would serve as a constant reminder of what happened. Bill recounted all of the horror Luna inflicted on their lives, and he vowed to ensure she suffered in her cell for the rest of her life. Lee and Poppy met at Il Giardino, and Poppy wanted it over quickly. Lee accused Poppy of being higher than a key and asked her to switch to the iced tea. Lee was surprised by how her sister brought Luna into the world. She was disgusted that Poppy latched herself onto Finn and got pregnant. Lee fully blamed Luna's mother for the monster that she became. Lee wondered if Poppy had visited Luna in prison since the last time, but she confirmed she hadn't. Poppy struggled with the idea that Luna came from her, which Lee understood. Neither thought she was capable of becoming a productive member of society. Poppy felt the same and no longer considered Luna as a daughter, proclaiming that she was dead to her. Deacon dropped by the table and thought she was being too harsh about her new feelings for Luna. Poppy reminded him that her daughter had murdered his two closest friends and revealed she frequently paid her respects to them. Deacon knew she wasn't sorry for the crimes she committed, and he hated her for it. He didn't believe Luna would hold any remorse for taking out the lives of his friends. Lee agreed with Deacon that Luna was cold-hearted and wasn't capable of change. They all wished for her to sit in prison for the remainder of her life, so she couldn't target anyone they loved again. The bold and the beautiful. Spoilers hint that Luna Nozawa may face a murder twist, so let's talk about 5 suspects in her potentially fatal exit. Will someone make a shocking move and try to wipe Luna off the map? Now that Luna has escaped from prison, there's going to be a massive search effort. Luna will end up bolting on the beach in the fog, so things are looking bleak when it comes to the next part of the storyline. It would be pointless for Luna to make her getaway and land right back in prison. There has to be something bigger brewing, so Luna may be on the verge of a very different outcome. Luna's presumed death may be in store if the show has her fall off a cliff into the water below. We should consider the possibility that someone might push Luna into the ocean and try to end this nightmare forever. With that in mind, let's mull over 5 suspects who might be willing to give Luna a fierce shove to her demise. Poppy Nozawa will be furious when she gets updates on Luna's escape and will definitely be part of the upcoming hunt for her. Could Poppy catch up with Luna and push her own daughter over the edge with fatal results? If Electra Forrester can sneak away from the others, she might also be a contender when it comes to Luna's potential killer. We could certainly imagine Electra having enough rage to make that happen, but she could complicate her relationship with Will if it means causing his baby's grim fate too. Sheila Sharp could be a wild card when it comes to her role in what's ahead for Luna. Although Sheila cares about her granddaughter, she also has a hot temper. Sheila wasn't pleased over Luna putting her marriage in jeopardy and could snap if Luna throws that in her face. Since Sheila has a sinister side, it's possible it'll flare up and lead to Luna paying a steep price. If Bill Spencer catches up with Luna on the beach alone, could he take the deadly action he's threatened to take in the past? Bill might be willing to end Luna despite all his talk about changing for the better. Katie Logan has previously been wary of any harm to Luna because of the baby, but everyone has a breaking point. Could Katie attack Luna in the heat of the moment, or at least cause her demise after a struggle? Since Katie appears to have another heart crisis coming up, that would be an easy way for B&B to instigate it. Regardless, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Luna may wind up presumed dead, but that could leave things open-ended for some possible return news somewhere down the line. Whatever happens during this week's mad chase on Bold and Beautiful, you can pretty much rest assured that Luna isn't going anywhere. The show has invested too heavily in Lisa Yamada's character to just cut her loose now. But how on earth can she be kept around and still have the drama make any kind of sense? You know, for a change of pace. Even an overworked public defender would have to come away from their first meeting with Luna saying, "Kid, we gotta get you a therapist like yesterday. You are a textbook case of not guilty by reason of insanity." So imagine if Grandma used the vast resources Sheila's said to have to hire a kick-ass attorney like Jack. Luna would be transferred to a mental hospital in the blink of an eye. Next, Luna would need to undergo intensive counseling with the best shrink there is. In other words, Taylor. That would afford the double murderess the chance to figure out why she became such an amoral mess. It would also build in some extra conflict to Taylor's flirtation with Deacon, who is understandably not a Luna fan. Eventually, Taylor could come to conclude that Luna has gained enough understanding of herself and her impulses that she no longer poses a threat. The shrink actually petitions the court to have Luna set free. This, naturally, would create incredible tension between Taylor and daughter Steffi, as well as Deacon. It's a tall order for Luna. She would have to show even us in the audience that she has really changed, and she'll get that opportunity by working as Taylor's assistant. Through their friendship, we'll be invited to get to know the new, less homicidal Luna. Throughout, Taylor would express her pride in the hard work that Luna has done to understand why she did the things that she did. Some people may never accept that you are a different person now, the shrink admits. But I do. I see you, and I trust you. The real test of Taylor's faith in her star patient would come when Luna becomes friendly with Thomas, and the two start tentatively dating. Suddenly, Taylor's complete trust in Luna would become a partial trust, and when she warns Thomas that maybe he could date literally anyone else, Luna would be hurt. Then we'd find out how completely the mental patient has been transformed. Would she lock Taylor in a cage so she can date her son? Or would she be upfront about her feelings and even volunteer to continue therapy with another psychiatrist so that Taylor could reassure herself that she wasn't backsliding? If Luna takes the high road, we might actually be able to buy into her redemption, especially if it puts Thomas back front and center. If she could drop the smugness, the delusional will obsession, and complete and total belief that rules don't apply to her, we might even, and it feels funny to type it, root for her. Daytime stars are some of the hardest working actors and actresses in the business. So when they get some downtown, it's always fun to see what they do outside of the studios. While some share vacation pics or shots of their kids and pets, the Bold and the Beautiful Tanner Novlin was spotted hanging out in another studio. No, it wasn't to film a soapy crossover or anything like that. The CBS soap star shared photos along with his wife, former Bold and Beautiful star Kayla Ewell, and some friends from inside Studio 8H at the NBC studios at 30 Rockefeller Plaza in New York City. And if you're a fan of Saturday Night Live, then you know that's the home of the comedy show. Some sketchy behavior on Studio 8H, the actor shared along with numerous pics from his evening out. And it wasn't just for any episode. It was the first hosted by Novlin's pal, actor Glenn Powell, whose new film The Running Man just hit theaters on November 14th. Plus, the audience received an extra treat with the night's musical guest, having been none other than Olivia Dean. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for the next 3 weeks, November 17th to December 5th, reveal that Katie Logan will face some Luna Nozawa horror, while Liam Spencer and Hope Logan deal with pre-wedding drama. Deke Sharp will also face a difficult decision, so there'll be a lot happening on the CBS soap. The week of November 17 to 21 will bring panic over Luna's escape. After chaos is unleashed at the prison facility, Bill Spencer will have to fill Katie in on the terrible twist. Will Spencer, Electra Forrester, and Ivy Forrester will all be on edge at the beach house, where Luna's mom and grandmas will show up next. Poppy Nozawa, Sheila Sharp, and Lee Finnegan will all be part of the Luna hunt, while Deputy Chief Bradley Baker shuts Will out of it for his own safety. Luna's sneaky plan will go off the rails in the end and could result in her presumed demise. Will Luna get washed out into the ocean and leave everyone thinking she's gone for good? Regardless, Luna seems to have 9 lives like Sheila, so she may come roaring back eventually despite how bleak things look. During the week of November 24-28th, fans will be treated to some Thanksgiving fun. Steffi Forrester Finnegan and John Finn Finnegan will have a sweet get-together with Taylor Hayes Finnegan, and Kelly Spencer, as well as a surprise arrival. There'll be a guest that Steffi and Finn didn't expect, so viewers will be curious to see who comes to the door. Even if Luna is still a threat by then, B&B doesn't usually do major drama on holiday episodes. With that in mind, we should probably consider more heartwarming guests who could shake things up. Thomas Forrester is a possibility, but it seems he may not appear until Christmas, based on when he was spotted on set. Douglas Forrester is another option since there's been some buzz about his return, but we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. Regardless, there'll be some grateful celebrations in the November 26th episode, which is also when Deacon Sharp will invite a couple of extra guests to join his Thanksgiving meal with Sheila. Carter Walton and Daphne Rose will have a tiny Turkey Day party with Sheila and Deacon, so it sounds like some cute scenes are on the way. The week of December 5 may bring more wedding plans for Liam and Hope. Since Hope and Liam can't avoid the issue of Beth Spencer not wanting Sheila at the ceremony forever, how will they handle this guest list snag? If the bride and groom go along with Beth's wishes, Hope might talk to Deacon and get him to tell Sheila that she can't come to the wedding. That could leave Sheila feeling hurt and distant from Deacon, as he inevitably drifts further in Taylor's direction. How long will it take Deacon and Taylor to surrender to sizzling temptation? As for Deke, he may find himself missing Remy Price despite his mistakes. Deke pushed for time and space, but will he ultimately decide to reunite with Remy after he undergoes therapy? The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say the next 3 weeks will bring some intriguing romantic developments, so we'll bring you updates on any exciting love life news. Lai wanted to have dinner with her sister, but with a side of shade. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Tuesday, November 18, 2025, Lee invited Poppy out to dinner at Il Giardino. She wasn't there to reconcile with her sister. She just wanted to roast Poppy about Luna. Lee met up with Poppy at Il Giardino. She was not interested in making nice. She wanted to roast her sister for having a daughter like Luna. It didn't take Lee long to blame Poppy for Luna's instability. They finally brought up Poppy's inappropriate relationship with Finn when he was 18. Lee still couldn't believe that Finn was Luna's father. Then, Lee asked Poppy if she had seen her daughter, and Poppy admitted she hadn't. Poppy wondered how Luna came from her at all since they were so different. She no longer saw Luna as her daughter. Luna felt dead to Poppy, even if Luna technically is not dead anymore. Deacon overheard their conversation and admitted that it was a harsh thing for a mother to say about her daughter. Luna is her flesh and blood, no matter what. Poppy told Deacon he probably felt the same after what Luna did to his friends. Deacon admitted that Luna wasn't even sorry for what she's done. He missed his friends every day, but Luna never gives them a second thought. Lee claimed that Poppy was to blame for what happened to Luna. However, Deacon argued that she shouldn't blame her sister. Luna was the one who committed these crimes, not her mother. He had a point. Deacon was also right about Luna's feelings. She sat in her jail cell, thinking about Will. She didn't think about what she had done. Luna never felt sorry or remorseful for 1 second she spent behind those bars. Instead, Luna thought she had to break free from jail so she could have a life with Will. In the end, Luna's to blame for the crimes and misdeeds she's caused. She ended up at the beach house, where she came face to face with Will. As he threatened to call the police, she begged him not to. Luna told Will that she wanted to have a relationship with him. She just wanted to be loved. Luna had a mom who had loved her until she became a cold-blooded killer. Additionally, Luna has 2 grandmothers who adore her. Sure, her father wanted nothing to do with her, but that's not the worst thing that ever happened to a person. Additionally, Poppy's conversation with Lee could foreshadow a deadly event about to unfold. Luna is on the loose, which means everyone's lives are in danger. Could Poppy end up in her daughter's crosshairs? The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Monday, November 17th reveals that Luna Nozawa managed to sneak in the beach house, where she reunited with Will Spencer after Electra Forrester left. At the Cliff House, Steffi Forrester had a romantic dinner with John, Finn Finnegan, before they curled up on the sofa since the kids were at sleepovers. That gave Finn and Steffi a chance to celebrate their love and reflect on Luna not being a problem anymore now that she was locked up. After Luna finished making her laundry cart escape, she hid out of sight near the beach house. While Will and Electra were taking a walk together, a woman in a bathing suit dropped some clothes nearby and used the outdoor shower. Luna grabbed the clothes and put them on before Will returned with Electra. Will spotted the woman using the shower and ordered her to scram since she was on private property. Electra was a little creeped out over the multiple intruders lately, but she quickly put her attention back on Will. Luna was disgusted as she watched Will and Electra share some makeout sessions. Ivy Forrester eventually summoned Electra back to work, but she promised to return to Will later. Once Electra exited on Monday's B&B episode, Luna took that as her cue to sneak in the beach house and reconnect with Will. Although Will initially thought Electra forgot something, he was shocked to see Luna standing in his living room instead. Luna smiled at Will and insisted she had to come see him. At the Spencer mansion, Bill Spencer remained elated over his reunion with Katie Logan and hated that it had taken him so long to get his act together. Bill proved he was truly working on himself when he held back his anger over business call and took a nicer approach with an employee. Katie and Bill ultimately ended up talking about Luna, since Katie loathed her for what she'd done to Will. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say Bill and Katie have some terrible news ahead of them, so we'll bring you updates on their reaction to Luna's getaway. Electra comes off as too pristine and perfect for fans to believe in. Electra Forrester was introduced as a naive and innocent woman who fell in love with Will Spencer on The Bold and the Beautiful. However, she's managed to hold her own, especially when it comes to Luna Nozawa. Yet, fans don't trust her motives. Luna's dramatic transformation from a girl next door to a baddie to a murderous psycho has fans doubting Electra's intentions. Like Luna, she was introduced as a naive woman. She ended up falling for Will's charm, but the two developed an authentic connection, whereas Luna thinks he's in love with her. Over at one soap opera message board, the original poster noted that she acts a little too shady because she spends most of her time with Will. Arguably, the two just moved in together, so they will be spending a lot more time together. But the original poster wondered whether she was a gold digger. However, Electra comes from a legacy family. She doesn't need anyone else's money. She remains unfazed by wealth, power, and success. One fan argued, Electra has a job at a prestigious fashion house and makes her own money. This does not make her a gold digger. Someone else asked, how is she acting shady? It's nice to see someone who isn't letting a crazy lunatic dictate their lives. Electra has no problem knocking out Luna and telling her off when she needs to. Some fans wonder if there's more to her than her sweet and innocent act. Does Electra have a secret dark side? One fan noted, "'Cause I noticed a few times, for example, when they made her a little too zealous about hating Luna." Even though Electra has every right to feel this way, that same person noted that she could take a dark turn with her obsession with Luna. Another person bluntly wrote, "There's something about her that I don't like or trust. We shall see. But for now, Electra's just a normal young woman who's navigating her first romantic relationship. She has been open with Will about her feelings and intentions. B&B fans previously called out Electra for not considering Will's feelings, but she finally saw that he's a victim in a situation with Luna. Electra has come a long way in both her professional and personal life. What are your thoughts on Electra's intentions? Do you think she can be trusted? Sound off below in the comments section. Will might be rethinking his decision to move into the beach house. As one of the Bold and the Beautiful's multimillionaires, Bill loves to lavish his family with gifts. Recently, he gifted his youngest son, Will, with a new home. But Will's new living quarters is giving fans the creeps. The beach house is one of B&B's most famous sets. Many characters have called the place home, including Ridge and Taylor. The house has changed ownership throughout the years, and Bill currently owns it. Most recently, the home was used as a daycare center, but was shut down after Luna's crime spree. Who could forget Luna holding Steffi hostage on the property, then later shooting Liam and Sheila? After the tragic events that took place, one would assume nobody would want to live there. However, Bill didn't want the property to go to waste. He cleaned and sanitized the place and hired a spiritualist to remove the negative energy. With the place looking and feeling brand new, Bill decided to give the house to his son, Will. One would assume Will wouldn't want to live in the place where his brother got shot, but he accepted his dad's gift. The fact that B&B chose this location as Will's new home isn't going over well with fans. On a message board, B&B viewers expressed their dislike for the idea. "It seems like he could have bought Will a different home. Didn't have to set him up in Crimeville," wrote one user. "That beach house has been run through. I would never have gifted that place to my son after the most recent crimes that took place there," one commenter replied. "It doesn't seem like it matters where crimes or horrible things happen. The sets are still used," one fan wrote. Will's new living arrangements might not last long. After Luna sees Will and Electra's social media post, she breaks out of prison and heads to the beach house. Luna is determined to be with Will. However, her plan could be thwarted with the police on her trail. With the police and Luna's family after her, the young villainess could become desperate. And fans know how dangerous Luna can be when backed into a corner. Luna's crime spree might not be over just yet. With her back at the scene of her latest crime, more tragedy could strike. Could Will or Electra be her victims? Or will someone else get caught in Luna's crossfire? The Bold and the Beautiful tears. For Tuesday, November 18th, reveal that Will Spencer will rip into Luna Nozawa over her escape before Ivy Forrester and Electra Forrester get a shock. After Electra got called to the office, she parted ways with Will and left him alone at the beach house. That gave Luna a chance to make her move and sneak inside, so Will was stunned when she appeared out of nowhere. Will thought Luna was locked up tight in prison, so he'll struggle to wrap his head around her presence on Tuesday's B&B episode. When Will demands to know why Luna isn't behind bars, she may admit she had to get creative to set up this little reunion. Of course, Luna will probably assure Will that nothing can keep them apart and suggest that he can forget all about Electra now that she's free. Since Luna is still convinced that Will loves her deep down, she's in for a rude awakening when he presumably puts her on full blast. It's possible Will could try to play Luna like he did once before and buy some time. But he honestly seems like he's fed up and done with all the games. Will may take a more straightforward approach and rip into Luna with everything he's got. At some point, Will should decide to call the police and perhaps Bill Spencer, so Luna may realize she'd better bolt or else she'll get hauled back to her jail cell. In the meantime, Electra and Ivy will face an interruption at Forrester Creations. Just when Electra's talking about Luna being in the rearview mirror, a call may come in about the Luna escape news. After the prison goes on lockdown following Luna's bold move, word will indeed spread about Luna fleeing. Electra will be concerned about Luna heading straight for Will, so she may insist on returning to the beach house with Ivy in tow. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say there's much more Luna mayhem to come, so we'll bring you updates on all the escalating drama. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Bill Spencer and Katie Logan to make a horrifying discovery. Luna Nozawa runs after being rejected by Will Spencer yet again. Meanwhile, the prison will notify Deputy Chief Bradley Baker that a prisoner has escaped. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Luna, who managed to escape prison, although we don't really understand how. By now, Stowell has alerted the other guards, and possibly the warden of the escaped inmate. The prison has been put on lockdown, but Luna is already at the beach house. Once the prison confirms that Luna is not on the grounds, then an alert will need to go out. On Wednesday, November 19th, expect the prison to notify Bill that Luna has escaped. Bill will be furious and panicked. The man will have no choice but to tell Katie about Luna's escape. That could push Beatty to connect with Will and Electra Forrester. Of course, fans know that Luna has already ambushed Will at the beach house. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for tomorrow's episode reveal that Will is determined to get Luna hauled back to prison. However, when her fantasy blows up in her face, Luna will run. A weekly preview clip shows Deputy Chief Bradley Baker appearing at the beach house. Baker has a female officer with him, and Will points the direction that Luna ran off in. However, Will wants to join the search, but Baker tells him no. As for Elektra, she is still at Forrester Creations. After the police arrive, Ivy and Elektra will be notified about Luna's actions. Of course, Elektra will want to run to the beach house. Ivy might try to convince her niece to stay put for her own safety. However, I could see Elektra wanting to run to the beach house to check on Will. At some point, Ivy and Elektra end up back at the beach house as the police search for Luna. The news about Luna's escape will start to reach everyone. Of course, Ridge Forrester will blame Bill. However, it just might be Bill who finally puts a stop to Luna's madness, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, November 19th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Celebrating the Soaps for all the latest The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Luna Nozawa is a free woman again, thanks to an unguarded laundry cart in prison. This week on the CBS soap, chaos will erupt as pregnant Luna runs from the LAPD and hides in the rocky cliffs and dead of night. Of course, Luna's concerned grandmother Sheila Carter will be on hand to try and find the escaped prisoner and get her to turn herself in. But which side is Sheila really on? Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. Sheila Carter has made her fair share of prison escapes, and she knows that if the cops find Luna before she does, they will shoot first and ask questions later. Seeing as how Luna is pregnant and halfway through her first trimester, Grandma Sheila is extra concerned. The B&B rumor mill has hinted for weeks now that someone will die on the CBS soap. Word on the internet is Lisa Yamada is really leaving this time, and Luna could take her final breaths on the beach. But is Luna's deadly escape and upcoming demise all a hoax? Luna's other grandmother already faked her death once. Is it Sheila's turn? Sheila Carter could tell law enforcement that she saw Luna fall several hundred feet over a cliff edge. It will take rescue teams days to search for her body, and the odds of them finding it before it's washed away or eaten by wildlife are slim to none. But why would anyone believe that Luna is dead if the only witness is her shady grandma? Do you think that if Sheila Carter finds Luna before the cops do, she will help her fake her death to avoid going back to jail? Or could the rumors be true, and this week is Lisa Yamada's final scenes on the CBS soap? The Bold and the Beautiful released a hot new promo for this week, and fans won't want to miss a single episode. A manhunt turns into mayhem on the CBS soap, and Luna Nozawa is on the loose. Soap spoilers hint someone won't survive the prison escape chaos. Is Lisa Yamada finally leaving B&B in a body bag? Or is it just a red herring and someone else dies during the manhunt? Here's what's coming up next on Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers down below. This week's promo is action-packed. Here's a quick recap. Luna Nozawa makes her escape in a laundry cart. The pregnant runner makes a beeline to the beach, and Will Spencer Jr. It's not long before the prison realizes Luna is gone, and a manhunt follows for Will's baby mama. The B&B promo shows Luna running across the dark beach and sneaking through bushes with LAPD in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, the Spencer family panics and races to make sure Will and Elektra Forrester are safe at the beach house. Sheila Carter is also on scene and searches the beach for her missing granddaughter, calling out to Luna to do the right thing and turn herself in. Rumor has it someone will die on The Bold and the Beautiful before the end of the week, and all signs are pointing to Luna finally meeting her maker. The pregnant prisoner could fall off a cliff, get shot by a cop, get swept out to sea, or even have a miscarriage. The possibilities really are endless. However, this wouldn't be the first time that fans were sure Lisa Yamada was leaving the soap, and it turned out to be just another red herring. Do you think Luna Nozawa will survive the escape or die on B&B? The Bold and the Beautiful recap is in for Monday, November 17th, 2025. In today's episode, Luna Nozawa somehow manages to escape. Later, she ambushes Will Spencer when Elektra Forrester goes to the office. Keep reading, and let's talk about today's events. At the Cliff House, John Finnegan comes in from the beach. Steffi Forrester Finnegan mentions they should take advantage while the kids are gone. They smooch. It's been a while since they've had alone time. They cook together and talk about how precious life is. Finn has saved her so many times. Finn sees how precious time is while working at the hospital. The brunette is relieved Luna is long gone. At Bill Spencer's mansion, he is so happy Katie Logan is back. They talk about helping Will. While Bill calls her a moral compass, she reminds him that she's made mistakes too. Bill gets a phone call that upsets him. When he hangs up, Bill talks about how lost he is without her. Although Katie can take care of herself, she will always be there for Bill. Nearly losing Liam Spencer changed Bill. Katie gushes about Elektra. She is just so amazing. Then, they talk about rooting for their son and doing what they can to help him. Katie is proud of Bill for stepping up as a father. At the prison, Luna is still in the laundry cart. The delivery men notice there are no guards around. They decide to go back to the truck and watch videos until someone arrives. Luna ends up escaping anyway. Meanwhile, Will and Elektra are at the beach house. The young man is grilling, and they talk about the peace after the whole Luna situation. After eating, they go for a stroll while Luna hides in the bushes. A woman runs up to the outdoor shower and uses it. While she's distracted, Luna steals her clothes. Will and Elektra come back in time to see the stranger and chase her off. They kiss while Luna watches. Will and Elektra move inside to continue making out. Luna is still watching. Ivy Forrester suddenly texts. Elektra has to run to the office. Once Elektra is gone, Luna bursts in. Will gawks at her with a goofy face as Luna smiles widely, announcing that she just had to see him. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Celebrating the Soaps for all the latest, the bold and the beautiful spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. The bold and the beautiful spoilers are in for Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Penelope Poppy Nozawa and Deputy Chief Bradley Baker to return. However, Luna Nozawa runs as Ivy Forrester supports Elektra Forrester. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's begin with Hope and Liam Spencer. Fans know that Lope is planning their wedding. They have agreed to allow Beth Spencer to officiate, and the little girl takes her task very seriously. However, Beth also doesn't want someone at the wedding. That person is none other than her grandfather's wife, Sheila Carter Sharp. Liam and Hope understand why Beth doesn't want the reformed villain there. However, Hope might have a hard time telling this to Deacon. I could see Sheila insisting that she's going anyway. Over with Steffi, she uncovers a secret. The brunette will soon find out that Luna has fled prison. That will put her on high alert. However, there is also another secret that Steffi will discover. The brunette will learn that Taylor Hayes and Deacon are keeping secrets. Will Steffi realize the two are having a bit of a forbidden romance? Will she support the relationship? Or could she worry about Sheila going after Taylor? The bold and the beautiful spoilers for tomorrow's episode reveal that Luna will ambush Will after Elektra leaves. Ivy called Elektra and asked her to come to the office. Once Elektra left, Luna pounced into Will's home. Luna will grin at him and declare she just had to see her baby daddy. However, Will won't be smiling. In fact, Will contacts the police. Baker shows up along with a female police officer. Will tells Baker that the fugitive went that way. However, when Will tries to join the search, Baker stops him. That prompts Will to go comfort Elektra inside. In a preview clip, it shows Sheila, Poppy, and Lee Finnegan bursting into the door at the beach house. The three women will also join the search for Luna. However, will they find her, or could the girl vanish? It seems like a cliffhanger could be coming up by the end of the week, so stay tuned. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Soap Opera Spy for all the latest, the bold and the beautiful spoilers. News to Satoski, rumors, ice, comings and goings, and updates. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease B&B alum Courtney Hope. Thinks there could be a new storyline for Liam Spencer and Sally Spectra. Courtney brought Sally Spectra LL to Sister Soap The Young and the Restless several years back. and thinks there may be unfinished business for the former couple on B&B. Courtney Hope hinted that there might be some unresolved issues between Sally and Liam. Their relationship on The Bold and the Beautiful was both brief and quite complicated. Since then, Sally has moved on to The Young and the Restless, where she is currently in a relationship with Billy Abbott. Courtney has teased the idea of a potential storyline involving Sally and Liam, especially when she playfully pretended to have a medical emergency. In the past, Liam and Sally shared mutual feelings for one another. However, their romance did not endure, as Liam ultimately chose to reunite with Steffi Forrester. Courtney Hope has once again sparked interest by suggesting that there could be a chance for the former lovers to come back together. Sally relocated from Los Angeles to Genoa City several years ago. She has settled down with Billy, and they are both eager to revive Abbott communications. Nevertheless, Hope, who playfully hinted at which B&B heartthrob set the bar for Sally's love life, shared with Soaps.com that there are moments when she reminisces about her alter ego's experiences in LA. Sally needed to make amends after pretending to have a medical crisis to win back Wyatt Spencer. She pondered whether Sally and Wyatt ever talked about the incident. Additionally, she wishes that Sally would remain friends with Liam. Indeed, Hope believes there was more untapped potential in their storyline. The two shared a fleeting romance. Liam even made efforts to rescue Spectra Fashions. However, he still had lingering feelings for Steffi during that period. Is it possible that the B&B writers might revisit this plotline someday? In her interview, Hope revealed that they didn't delve deeper into her history with Liam when everyone assumed she was on the brink of death. There really wasn't much explored with Liam. It was like, "Oh, we might be dying. Oh, I think I love you," which was quite amusing, but I got it. Hope also hinted at the chance of Sally having an awkward encounter with Steffi, who was involved with the Liam at that time. Nevertheless, Steffi is precisely the kind of individual who would go to great lengths to exact revenge on her long-standing rival. Their infamous rivalry has been a highlight on the soap opera in previous episodes. Hope humorously remarked that Sally would certainly not wish for her medical enigma to materialize. Sally doesn't want to meet her end in her sleep because Steffi is incredibly formidable. "Be cautious. Keep your guard up," she quipped with a chuckle. However, the writers chose to shift their focus towards Sally's romantic involvement with Wyatt. This storyline showcased his unwavering commitment to her and her intense longing for him, regardless of the events that transpired. Hope believes that Sally has managed to mend her relationships with both Steffi and Wyatt. "I think there's a chance she still communicates with them, and I truly hope she does, as she may require their support for networking in her future business pursuits," Hope expressed. At this moment, Sally is optimistic about the revival of Abbott Communications. However, the collaboration between Billy and Sally with Audra Charles might bring about complications that outweigh the benefits. Sally's bet on Audra is a risk that extends beyond mere business. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Luna Nozawa is indestructible, or at least she has been to date. So, the gathered throng of all connected characters at the beach house implies a seeming grand finale is ahead. Would B&B write out a raging Daytime Emmy Award winner so quickly, and without much fanfare, by having Yamada's character provably perish in this escape from the soapy version of Alcatraz? The ode to that classic 1979 movie, Escape from Alcatraz, which starred Hollywood legend Clint Eastwood, was based on a real escape that took place at that famed federal prison in 1962. So, might Luna's escape lead to her not being captured, but also not being proven to be dead? There is the question of the time gap between November and next spring. How could Luna remain relevant for all those months? It's hard to write stories for a character who is imprisoned, while other prisoners have and could become part of Luna's self-imposed odyssey. That isn't overly compelling. Eastwood's character didn't break out of prison alone or jump into a laundry basket. He plotted an elaborate scheme, involved other inmates, and used the water as his escape route. Luna simply fooled a naive prison guard, was driven to freedom, and made her way to the beach house, where she shot 2 people and received a bullet herself. Will Spencer's new home represents a heartfelt distraction that his father generously provided. Bill Spencer sees this gift as a look toward the future, with the past being controllable. But Bill and everyone else wrongly assumed that Luna would remain locked up. She didn't need Bill or a pardon to regain access to the world this time, as her compulsion to see the father of her baby led to the highly improbable escape via a surely awful-smelling laundry cart. The just-realized bliss Will and Electra Forrester shared was ruined by Luna again. But at least they were soon joined by Deputy Chief Bradley Baker and a sizable number of characters who have their best interests at heart. Remy Price is the ideal candidate to help Luna, assuming she isn't captured and her body doesn't wash ashore in the coming days. Deke Sharp just called for time and space, which gives Remy opportunity. No one is going to be keeping tabs on him after the Forrester Creations reintroduction fail. That means Weissman's character can be the person Luna connects with and lives with for months into the new year. Then, after the series of popular holidays, including Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and possibly Easter, our memories, Luna can reappear. She'll be ready to deliver her baby and the shocker of her next great comeback. This site is a leading source for everything linked to the bold and the beautiful. Check back regularly for B&B spoilers and news. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates hint at the possibility that Zende Forrester Dominguez's new romantic interest has stirred quite a bit of controversy. Could it be that Zende finds himself developing a crush that threatens to jeopardize a valued friendship and might just create some significant waves at Forrester Creations? Like nearly everyone else working at Forrester, Zende holds the opinion that Daphne Rose is not only a beautiful woman, but also exceptionally talented. This admiration extends to her remarkable skills in crafting perfumes, as well as her impressive vocal performances, especially since she has been absolutely shining during open mic nights at Il Giardino. Meanwhile, Carter Walton has made it clear that he envisions a future with Daphne. But first, she needs to be assured of his complete commitment. Given the tumultuous events involving Hope Logan, it's quite understandable that Daphne would prefer to tread carefully. She is determined not to rush into a relationship that could become too intense, too quickly. This situation could very well lead to a romantic catastrophe, particularly because Daphne is not entirely ready to entrust her heart to Carter just yet. While it's evident that Daphne has a genuine interest in Carter, she is making him work hard to truly deserve her affection. As this process is taking a bit of time, it opens the door for some competition to emerge in the scenario. This brings us back to Zende, who might easily find himself developing feelings for Daphne and choose to actively pursue her. We can certainly envision Zende making some bold moves towards Daphne, potentially leading to a passionate kiss at some point. With Zende making his reappearance on screen, it could very well indicate that B&B plans to feature him more frequently in the storyline. Zende may emerge as a new romantic challenge for Carter to confront, or at the very least, a source of irritation as he endeavors to win over Daphne. The bold and the beautiful is certainly not going to make Carter's quest for love an easy one, which means Zende could serve as a fascinating obstacle in his path. Even if Daphne doesn't have strong feelings for Zende, she might still relish the attention he provides, especially if it stirs up jealousy in Carter. Nevertheless, Zende has a tendency to develop feelings for unavailable women. This pattern could very well persist if Zende finds himself attracted to Daphne and decides to pursue her. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Will and Electra have been front and center in the Luna storyline. They have reaffirmed their love for each other again and again in the face of Luna's pregnancy with Will's child. Facebook fans have expressed differing opinions about the young love relationship of Will and Electra. On The Bold and the Beautiful, the romance between Will and Electra has taken center stage for the past several months. We understand that they represent a nice young couple who perhaps have found love for the first time in their lives. But many Facebook fans have made derogatory remarks about them. These two must spend 24/7 confirming their love for each other, one user noted. Another user commented, "I'm really sick of Will and Electra. Electra is too goody two-shoes for me," another user said. "Will and Electra boring. Will turned into a wimp. Electra turning into a Forrester bully," another fan remarked. One fan replied, "I would call Electra a bore and Will needs a better mate. I don't think Electra and Will last, another user predicted. Another fan was especially outspoken, asking, what does Will do for a job besides kissing and hugging Electra? Which is so sugary sweet, it's unrealistic. Find another subject for this couple. Tired of the repetitive lines every day about their love. Yet another user remarked, can we stop with the, oh I love you, no I love you stuff? Let's have some fights, arguments, and plot twists, grown-up stuff. Another group of Facebook fans is quite fond of Will and Electra as a couple. That's what's so great about being soap viewers. We all have our favorites and least favorites, and we can all agree to disagree. One user even compared Will and Electra to Bill and Katie, stating, love Will and Electra. Reminds me of Bill and Katie way back when. More users gushed about Will and Electra, as another user said, she is a doll. Will is a flipping doll. Young love is fabulous. I love Will and Electra, another fan exclaimed. I'm glad Will and Electra are together, another happy fan commented. Love these two together. Really don't get all the hate for Electra, still another user chimed. One user is evidently a huge Will and Electra fan, remarking, they make such a beautiful couple. Those two look like they should be together in real life. If she ever gets pregnant from Will, they better find a beautiful baby to play theirs. Another user agreed, saying, leave the young couples alone. Let them get married and have children. We would never want Will to be paired with a murderer and rapist on The Bold and the Beautiful. But remember when he wore a wire several months ago to try to trap Luna into confessing her plan to murder Steffi? He only agreed to kiss Luna during that scene because he knew she was attracted to him and he was playing her, using it to his advantage. Some Facebook fans, however, saw some genuine chemistry between them in that scene. Their makeout scenes and love scenes are steamier than Will with Electra. Luna is fire and spice. She is really putting it out there. She's a young Brooke Forrester, one user commented. Another user said, they should have just went with Will getting with Luna and getting her pregnant, and her and Electra fighting over him, and not had Luna kill two people. This storyline is trash. Chemistry, of course, is in the eye of the beholder. What do you all think? Do you like Will and Electra as a couple? Or did the B&B writers drop the ball by making Luna a criminal instead of creating an honest-to-goodness love triangle with Will, Electra, and Luna? Tell us in the comments section. Luna is on the loose as she causes chaos in Los Angeles once again. Will she finally get revenge on her mom? The Bold and the Beautiful preview teases that the search is on for Luna. The news of Luna's escape will spread throughout Los Angeles, prompting them to go on high alert. Many characters are scrambling, especially Poppy, who has a grudge to pick with her daughter. But she could end up dead if she's not careful. Luna promised to escape prison. And she was right. Since Will and his family refused to release her, she took drastic measures. Luna ended up in a laundry cart, as she promised Will that she would return to him soon. In her mind, she believes that she has a future with Bill's son. Once she escaped prison, she sprinted over to the beach house in Malibu in spectacular fashion. Luna came face-to-face with Will, who will alert the police in Tuesday's episode. According to the B&B preview, the residents of Los Angeles will learn the news. Katie hoped for a romantic evening with Bill now that they are back together, but he informed her about Luna's escape. The beach house isn't the only place that Luna will haunt. She will end up on the run, as her family desperately searches for her, Lieutenant. Baker will join them in the search, which of course takes place on the foggiest night of the year. What's interesting is that Poppy, Sheila, and Lee enter the beach house together. Poppy is demanding to know where that little Bach is, meaning her daughter. As we already know, Luna doesn't like her mother, and the feeling is mutual. Poppy is upset by Luna's latest stunt. Sheila and Lee are also angry, but they're concerned about Luna. They want her to make the right decision, which is to turn herself in. The police won't give up until they find Luna. She ends up deep in the woods and gets nervous as the police close in on her. Lee tells Luna to make the right decision, which is to return to prison. But Luna just gets more desperate as she wants to be free. She runs into the dark night. Maybe she'll cross paths with Poppy in the woods, Once again, she'll blame her mother for the way this situation unfolded. The two could end up arguing until someone falls to their death. The actress has been on a reinvention journey. The bold and the beautiful star, Catherine Kelly Lang, has just added another honor to her long list of accomplishments, but not for her stellar acting talent. Lang was decked out in style to celebrate the fact that she earned a Glamour Woman of the Year award. The other day, Lang used Instagram to show off her impeccable fashion, which also revealed her new accessory. In a carousel of photos, it was easy to see that Lang had the time of her life as she received the award, which she never expected. Lang thanked Glamour for including her in such an amazing event that honors women inspiring women. "I'm truly honored beyond words. Standing in a room filled with such brilliant, creative, courageous women was deeply humbling and incredibly inspiring. This award isn't just recognition for me, it's a reflection of a journey of reinvention, of rediscovering my passions, my voice, and the parts of myself that were waiting for their moment to shine," she expressed as part of her lengthy caption. Lang admitted that this year has been one of her taking big leaps and getting out of her comfort zone to pursue a passion she's had for years: fashion. That's right. After years of being in the fashion world on B&B, Lang did a project of her own. The actress released her short film, Beyond the Lens, which featured various fashion photo shoots, interviews, and footage from her life outside of playing Brooke on the CBS soap. Lang has been vocal about her reinvention journey as she tackles new challenges and ventures into unfamiliar spaces, embracing a new chapter. "If there's one thing this chapter has taught me, it's this. It's never too late to begin again. It's never too late to fall in love with your story. It's never too late to become the woman you were always meant to be," the actress revealed. Lang had sweet messages for her mother and daughter, who have both inspired her over the years. The soap star then dedicated her award to every woman who's had to start over, who's been told it's too late, who's had to fight to be heard. "We are rewriting the narrative, boldly, bravely, unapologetically." What an honor it was for the talented actress. Never fear, B&B fans. Lang isn't leaving the show or giving up playing Brooke. She's simply tackling new things in her life. Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers for November 17th, 28th, 2025 reveal Will Spencer and Deacon Sharp both absolutely enraged, and 2 preemptions that you need to know about. If you haven't seen Monday's episode yet, I'm going to tell you about that super quick and then dive into the other spoilers. On Monday, November 17th, we had Steffi Forrester and John Finnegan canoodling at their house as they were drinking wine and making dinner. He's looking good, shirtless as usual. They talk about how happy they are to never have to deal with the Luna Nozawa chaos again, and we all know it's headed right for them. Also, Katie Logan and Bill Spencer enjoyed some quality time, and they vowed to help their son Will any way they can. They had a deep dive conversation about some of the issues they've had in the past. Bill told Katie that he's sorry he hurt her and said he was lost without her. Then they talk about how much they hate what Luna did to their son Will. Meanwhile, Luna's hiding in a laundry bin as the laundry truck workers were complaining that there are no guards around. They went back to their truck, and then Luna escaped. Apparently, she went through some kind of magic portal because it took her immediately to Malibu. We all know that the jail is not in Malibu, which has some of the most expensive real estate in California. Electra Forrester and Will are hanging out at the Malibu beach house, thrilled that Luna is locked up, while that same creeper is hiding and watching them as they kiss. After Luna steals a change of clothes, Electra has to leave for work. Then Luna creeps into the house and Will is horrified to see her. Luna said she just had to come see him, like she was just around the block and had to drop by. Also this week, we're going to see Guard Stoll raising the alert at the jail as they finally figure out that Luna is missing through her increasingly improbable escape plan that got her instantly to Malibu in a prison uniform without being detected. They did all this off-screen, her getting into the laundry basket and then her getting to Malibu. All of it's off-screen because none of it makes sense. That's just sloppy writing when they can't explain it, so they just do it off-screen. But I digress. Will is absolutely horrified that Luna is at the Malibu house. She's got him alone. She's not deterred by the look of disgust on his face. Luna wants Will to know how much she loves him, that they are meant to be together, and that they're going to be a family once Luna gives birth to his baby. Of course, Will is not impressed, and he's going to call the cops and let Elektra know that Luna popped up at the Malibu house. Elektra's at work with her aunt, Ivy Forrester, and they're both going to get notified. The cops are also going to make their way there. Deputy Chief Baker shows up at the Malibu house with a contingent of cops, and Will points them in the direction where Lun ran off when she heard the police arriving. Will wants to help hunt down Luna, but Chief Baker won't allow it, since Will is the one she's after. Chief Baker is ready to launch a big manhunt to find Luna and get her locked back up. Katie is very alarmed and upset this week when Bill gets the call that notifies him that Luna has escaped, because Bill and Katie are certain that Luna broke out to go after Will. And they're correct. From there, word spreads to others that Luna has escaped, and several interested parties arrive at Will's place in Malibu. Ivy and Elektra are waiting with Will as the cops look around, but initial efforts don't locate Luna, who is hiding in the sand dunes as it gets dark and foggy. To make sure she doesn't evade justice, we're going to see her mom, Poppy Nozawa, show up. With her is her sister, Luna's grandma, Lee Finnegan. Lee is not happy and is probably starting to regret that she saved her granddaughter's life. Deacon and Sheila Carter join them, turning it into a whole posse for the search party. Deacon, of course, wants Luna locked back up since she killed his two best friends. And I don't think he trusts Sheila to be honest with him, so he's going to stay on top of this. The search party kicks off in Malibu, and Luna is determined to get away this week. She remains deluded about Will, even though he rejected her yet again. Ivy and Elektra are horrified along with Will that they are going through this again. When Steffi and Finn hear that Luna is on the loose and so close to their home and family, hopefully they're going to lock their doors for a change because they never seem to lock them. Deacon is absolutely enraged that Luna is on the loose, and he's very on edge about the whole Sheila thing. And I'm sure she's on edge too, because she knows Deacon is watching. Lee, Poppy, Deacon, Sheila, and others are going to head out with flashlights, trying to rouse out Luna, who's again hiding in the sand dunes. Luna is desperate to not get caught, and things turn into a life-and-death crisis by the end of this week. Somebody might die before Sweeps ends, just before Thanksgiving. For the week of November 24th through the 28th, there are only 3 new episodes: Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Danger escalates for those involved with the search for Luna. And we should get some sort of closure early on, unless they make us wait till after Thanksgiving. B&B has been dropping hints that somebody could be seriously hurt, if not killed, by the end of this Luna adventure. It would be big for Sweeps ratings. The question is, will Bold and the Beautiful really and actually permanently kill off somebody? Maybe. Thanksgiving Day has Steffi and Finn celebrating Turkey Day at their house, and Taylor Hayes is with them, along with a surprise guest. Let's hope that Luna is caught by then, and she's not a holiday party crasher. Other Thanksgiving get-togethers for next week include Sheila and Deacon inviting Daphne Rose and Carter Walton to dine with them at Il Giardino. These celebrations are red flags that Luna is either recaptured, dead, or shot and back in the hospital. I doubt Sheila and Deacon are going to be sitting down to have pumpkin pie casually while worrying about Sheila's psycho granddaughter being on the loose. Also, Bill and Katie have their first Thanksgiving as a reunited couple. There have been hints and concerns about the Luna stress taking a toll on Katie's fragile heart. And all signs point to somebody's life being on the line very soon. Deacon may need an emergency therapy session with Taylor to discuss what went down with Luna's escape, so maybe he shows up at their Malibu house for some emergency therapy. That might be the unexpected guest. Also, we're going to have preemptions on Thursday, November 27th, which is Thanksgiving Day, and another preemption on Friday, November 28th, for Black Friday. Both of these are because of CBS sports coverage. Heather Tom's first soap opera reel was Y&R's Victoria. These days, soap fans know Heather Tom as Katie Logan on The Bold and the Beautiful, but long before playing the youngest Logan sister, the actress was known as Victoria Newman on The Young and the Restless. Tom is one of the darlings of daytime TV. For over 30 years, she's been entertaining viewers with her iconic soap opera roles. Her journey as a soap actress began when she was 15. In 1990, Y&R was looking to recast the role of Victor and Nikki's daughter, Victoria. Tom already had many modeling and acting gigs and was one of the many actresses called in to audition. Having the chance to audition for one of daytime's biggest soap operas was nerve-wracking for Tom. "I had no idea what I was getting into," she admitted to TV Insider. But the young teen went in and gave it her all. While Tom believed she did a good job, the show's creator, William J. Bell, seemed unfazed. "I remember at the end, he said, 'Oh, thanks for coming in,' which is like the kiss of death. That basically means, thanks for wasting your time." Tom thought that was the end until the show called to offer her the role. The actress accepted and made her debut in 1990. Bill later said to me that he knew the moment I walked in the room that I was his Victoria, and it was sweet of him to share that. Tom wowed fans as Victoria, a role that earned her 2 Daytime Emmys for Younger Actress. After 13 years, the actress departed the show, and the role was later recast with All My Children star Amelia Heinle. Tom then moved to One Life to Live, where she took over the role of Kelly Kramer. Her tenure on the ABC soap lasted 3 years, but she was soon picked up by another daytime serial. In 2007, Tom made her debut as Katie on B&B. Katie soon became a leading lady with several huge storylines, most notably her romance with Bill. Tom wowed B&B fans with her portrayal of the youngest Logan sister, a role that won her 4 Daytime Emmys. While Tom is still an on-screen presence, she's also shifted her work behind the scenes. The actress has written and directed several episodes of B&B, proving why she's one of soap's best talents. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for the week of November 17th, suggest some curveballs. Luna Nozawa manages to escape. When she blindsides Will Spencer, the police show up right away. Meanwhile, Lee Finnegan chases after her demented granddaughter. So, let's get started talking about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Stowell. The prison guard was manipulated by Luna. The guard then was called to deal with an altercation, leaving the laundry cart alone. By the time the guard got back, the laundry cart was gone. However, Stowell soon learns that Luna is also gone. Stowell runs to alert the other guards, and probably the warden as well. Alarms blare throughout the prison. While Luna is already out of the prison property, Bill Spencer gets an unnerving phone call. The prison notifies him that Luna has escaped. When Bill hangs up, he has to deliver the news to Katie Logan. Luna quickly arrives at the beach house. Remember when Elektra and Will were caught off guard by a surfer on their property? I imagine that Luna comes to the beach house, and the couple just assumes it's another surfer. So, when Will faces Luna, he will be horrified. Luna ends up making a run for it while the police are called. Ivy Forrester shows up to support Will and Elektra. Then, Lee Finnegan, Sheila Carter-Sharp, and Penelope "Poppy" Nozawa arrive as well. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that in a preview clip, Luna hides while everyone searches for her. Lee grabs a flashlight and calls out Luna's name, asking her to turn herself into the police. However, Luna ends up making a run for it. Since it's dark and Luna is getting cornered, could her bolt lead to her death? Fans can also expect Deacon and Sheila to host Thanksgiving dinner. It won't just be the 2 of them at the table, though. The couple invites Daphne Rose and Carter Walton to dine with them. There is also Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Fans know that the brunette is questioning why Taylor Hayes would push Deacon to reunite with Sheila, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next.